Hey guys, so today's video, as you can tell by the title, it's a drugstore bridal tutorial. I am doing this video in collaboration with some of my awesome friends. I will link their videos or their Instagrams or channels down below for you guys. Each one of us did something different, so it'll be really awesome if you guys check them out. So we have a lot to get to. I'm not gonna ramble anymore. If you're new, please don't forget to subscribe. And if you are getting married, congratulations. So now, if you want to see how to achieve this drugstore bridal makeup look, then just keep watching. So first I went ahead and I used my Pixi Peel and Polish. And this is a mask that doesn't really irritate my skin at all. And it leaves my skin super soft, super soft. I love this mask. And then after that, I went ahead and did my Pixi Glow Tonic to Go, the little toner pads. It really helps to just like shrink the pores a little bit, like close them up a little bit, and just really overall gives you a nice complexion. Very clean and just makes up for a good surface before you put your makeup on. After that, I went ahead with my e.l.f. Beauty Shield Vitamin C Serum. And vitamin C really brightens up your skin and just makes it nice and healthy and glowy. So I went ahead and packed this on all over my face. And then I went ahead and did my under eye mask, also by e.l.f. And they're very hydrating, very cooling. It feels really nice and it depuffs your eyes. And I really like those masks. And then to finalize, I went in with my e.l.f. Daily Hydration Moisturizer, which is just like a nice standard moisturizer. So I'm gonna go ahead and start with my brows, because that's what I normally do whenever I apply makeup. I always start with my brows. When it comes to brows, I want to make my brows nice and defined, but I don't want to overdo them. But I would say that even if you're not wearing a ton of makeup on your wedding day, I would say that you're going to be taking a lot of pictures, and there possibly will be like long shots, like long distance shots. So you don't want to lose your features when you take those kind of pictures. So you want to define them just a little extra than you're used to normally. I'm going to start by going in with my L'Oreal Brow Stylist Definer. Mine's in the shade Brunette, and I'm just going to map out my brows. Because I like a little bit more definition on my brows, and like I said, it's very personal, but I love a little bit of a bolder brow. So I'm gonna go ahead and use my Essence Eyebrow Gel, and this is in the shade 01 Brown. Alright, so I'm gonna take my e.l.f. HD Lifting Concealer. You guys already know I love this concealer. So I'm gonna take this and put a little bit on the back of my hand, and then I'm gonna clean up my brows and sculpt them and just like carve them out. I'm gonna go ahead and take a bar, like a soap bar like this. So I just have a little water in here, and then I'm gonna rub the spoolie like this. And I'm gonna put them where I want the hairs to stay. It makes such a huge difference. Like when your brows are like brushed through as opposed to not being brushed through. To me, it makes a huge difference. We're gonna start with the eyes because I want my foundation to be the last thing I put on my face. I feel like it's just the right thing to do, as opposed to like keep coming in and like, you know, doing my face and touching and tugging and whatnot. So I'm gonna go ahead and do this eye on camera with you guys. So I'm gonna start by priming my eye with the e.l.f. HD Lifting Concealer. I often do this because it works so nicely as an eye primer, cancels out my darkness, and I just really like it. For my eyes today, I'm using my Carli Bybel BH Cosmetics Deluxe palette. So I'm going to start by going in with this mauve shade right here and sweeping this all over my crease. Now I'm going to take the darker brown and I'm going to pack this on my outer corner and tucking this in a little bit on my crease as well. Then I'm going to take a clean blending brush and just kind of blend it all together. For my lid, I'm going to take this pinkish shimmery shade right here and pack this on my eyelid. And then I'm going to dip my brush just very lightly on the highlighter shade and just pack it on the very center of my lid. So now I'm going to take the blending brush once again and get rid of any harsh lines. Now for my liner, I'm going to use a liquid liner, but I highly suggest you using a waterproof gel liner because it's long lasting and it's waterproof, just in case you shed a few tears. You won't have like eyeliner smudged all over your face. So I highly suggest the Maybelline, this is the Eyestudio Blackest Black Gel Liner. It's amazing. It's creamy and it glides right on. But for me on camera, just to make it easier, I'm gonna go stick with my e.l.f. Expert Liquid Liner just because it's what I use all the time. So the eyes are done for now. I'm gonna go back to them in a little bit. So now we can move on to the face. Since I have dry skin, I'm gonna mix 2 different primers, and I'm gonna be using this No. 7 Airbrush Away Primer, which is a pore minimizer primer. And then I also want to be glowy and just like, you know, all overall like glowy. I'm gonna add a little bit of this Pixi Glow Booster, which is kind of like a MAC strobe cream. It gives you like that glow overall, like all over your face, and that's what I'm looking for. Let your primer set on your skin for a few minutes and then go in with your foundation so you can have better results. So before I move on to my foundation, I'm going to do a little bit of color correcting because I want my skin and my complexion to be really, really even without having to cake up my foundation. So here I have 2 recommendations for you guys. I have this Master Camo by Maybelline, and then I also have the Physicians Formula Cushion Corrector. Today I'm going to be using the Maybelline. I'm going to go ahead and take the salmon shade on the palette and put this on my under eyes to cancel out my dark circles. And then I'm going to take the green shade and put around my nose and whenever else I have a little bit of redness. And then I'm just going to take a brush and buff this out. So now it's time to move on to foundation, and here I have more options to talk about with you guys. First, I have the Milani Conceal and Perfect, and this is an extremely full coverage foundation. So if you're looking for something that's long lasting and it's not gonna move or crease on you and it's gonna last you all day and will be extremely full coverage, I would say go with this one. This is good for dry skin. This is good for oily skin. It's good for everyone. And then we have the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Foundation. This is like a medium coverage and it's proven not to give you any flashback. So this is a really good option. When you're looking for a foundation, you want to make sure you don't have any SPF because it will cause you flashback. So look for something with no SPF at all. So for today, I'm going to be using the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Foundation. And then first, I'm going to go ahead and blend this with a brush. So now I'm going to take my Real Techniques sponge and I'm going to blend this and really push it onto my skin. So while I'm blending my foundation, I'm going to tell you guys a little bit about my wedding day. So when I got married, I was 3 months pregnant and we just went to the courthouse with my husband's family, with our family. We didn't have a big wedding. We didn't have a big party because we were saving up to, you know, bring a new life into our lives. So it just didn't seem right to do that. I wore a white dress that I had just in my closet. It was nothing new. It was a very cute little white dress and nothing fancy. My mother-in-law got me a tiny little bouquet of flowers and it was really, really cute. And she got my husband a little like boutonniere, so he had something. It was just a little something special that she did for us. I was very nervous before we walked in because, you know, marriage it's something so big in your life. It's a big step. I feel like I stumbled upon on my words a little bit when I was reading my vows, but afterwards we went out to eat. We just had like a relaxing day. We came home and I was super exhausted. So both of us, we just like changed out of our clothes and just like took a nap on the couch together. It was kind of like something very intimate and hopefully one day we would have a big party. I've always wanted to have a big party, but it just didn't seem right when I was, you know, 3 months pregnant and I don't know. Maybe we have like a vow renewal one day or something like that. Now for concealer, I'm going to take my e.l.f. HD Lifting Concealer as I always do. It's one of my favorite concealers. And I'm gonna go all the way under on my under eyes and also on the center of my face. Now that I blend out my concealer, I'm gonna go ahead and do a little bit of cream contouring. And when I say a little bit, I mean a little bit. I just want a little bit of definition to my features. Contour, I'm gonna take my Maybelline Massive Contour in the shade Light. So you see the very subtle shadow. That's exactly what I want. I don't want a harsh contour at all. I just want to define my features and my cheekbones and whatnot. So very, very subtle. So now I'm going to give my under eyes another blend, and I'm going to set it and do a little bit of baking. Baking is just going to ensure that nothing moves throughout the day. Sweat proof, dance proof, kiss proof, crying proof, everything proof. So I'm just going to take my little sponge and my little air spun, and I'm going to bake my under eyes. If you're sensitive to strong smells, don't buy this guy right here because the scent is, ooh, it is a very overpowering, but it's a beautiful product. I'm also gonna bake my T-zone a tiny bit so I don't get sweaty throughout the day. So just right here on the very center of my forehead and on the bridge of my nose and my chin. And you're gonna wanna leave this here for, I don't know, maybe 5 minutes. I don't leave it for that long. If you have oilier skin, then you're gonna wanna do this, leave this on for a little while longer. So it really will help to seal and lock it in, everything into place all day long. So after I dust all that powder off, I went ahead and applied lashes on this eye. And let me talk to you guys about lashes for a second. I know that a lot of people are afraid when you say lashes, they think they're gonna look like something they're not. And I totally get that, but let me tell you why they are so important, especially on special occasions like that. Because you're gonna be taking a lot of photography, and like I said, you wanna have definition to your eyes, to your lips, to your face, and whatnot. So these are extremely natural. These are the Kiss Poise. They come in a little pack like this. You can buy them individually as well, but I just prefer to buy a whole pack. And I use this on other people as well because it looks good on everyone. They are like a gradient, so they go from like short to a little bit longer on the outer corner, and they look super natural. They just add a little bit of oomph to your eyelashes. So it's just the perfect, to me, it's the perfect eyelash to wear for special occasions. The band is very, very thin and it's very comfortable. You don't even remember you have anything on. So I highly recommend these, and I also recommend individual lashes. I prefer the band for something like that because it's a one shot, and you can also carry the glue just in case it pops out, but I prefer the band. But if you are not used to wearing lashes, you can pop in a few individual lashes and that will work just fine as well. When you take them off the package, make sure that you measure them before applying any glue. Because look at how long they are. You see all of this hanging out? Imagine if I try to apply these, they would be ridiculous. So that is the most important part. Measure on your eye first. Trim the edges, the end part of the lashes. Before you apply your lashes, also don't forget to coat your lashes with mascara. Give a nice little coat and brush them all up. I'm using the Big Shot by Maybelline, and this is waterproof. Make sure you use waterproof mascara. Just in case you shed a few tears, you won't have any smudges on your eyelids. So waterproof mascara, coat your lashes. Put a little glue on your lashes. I'm gonna use the Kiss. This is the black one. You can use the white one, whatever it is. But this is a really good one, and it doesn't irritate my eyes or anything like that. It's latex free as well, so that's always a plus in case you are allergic or whatnot. So apply the glue to the lash and let it dry a little bit before it gets tacky, and then apply it to your eyes. So the lashes are done. They're comfortable. I feel pretty, and I'm gonna move on to some blush. And this is one of my favorite blushes ever, and I feel like for a wedding you just want to have a little bit of like a flush on your cheeks, and it doesn't want to have, you don't want it to be overpowering or anything. This is the perfect shade for that. So this is the Milani Romantic Rose powder blush, and it's absolutely stunning. So for highlight, I want to do something very subtle. I don't want a crazy blinding highlight. Nothing against that. It's just not the look I'm going for. I want something just very like a glow from within kind of look. So I'm going to use this Essence Pure Nude Highlighter. This is in the shade 10, Be My Highlight. For my lower lash line, I'm going to keep things very simple. I'm going to mimic what I did on my upper lid. So I'm going to take that mauve shadow and just put this all the way on my lower lash line. And then I'm going to take that darker brown and put this even closer to my lashes just to give a little bit more depth and definition. Then I'm going to take the blending brush again and get rid of any harsh lines. So then for my waterline, I'm going to take my Rimmel London in Nude, and this is also waterproof. And I'm going to put this on my waterline just to open up and brighten up my eyes a little bit more. And then I'm going to go ahead and do some mascara on the bottom lashes as well. And then I'm going to take a pencil brush and dip onto the very bright highlighter on the palette and highlight my inner corner. And then the eyes are complete. You could highlight your brow bone if you wanted to, but I'm going to choose to leave it the way it is. I want the sparkle to be over here. And now we can move on to the lips. Since this is my dream wedding makeup, I have a few options for lips for you guys because I'm a person who would do a lip change. I would love to do something very bold for the reception part and then a nude for like the ceremony part of the wedding. So I'm going to give you some options of nudes that are really, really pretty in my opinion. And they're all from the drugstore. So first is from Soap & Glory, and this is their Sexy Mother Pucker in Keep It Flash, and it's a satin finish lipstick, which I absolutely love. The other one is the number 7 Honey Bloom, which is a more mauve sort of shade, but it's very, very beautiful. I love both of them equally. If you want a glossy sort of lip, I would recommend the Soap & Glory Pillow Plump lip gloss in the shade Nude in Town. And then also for lip liners, I would recommend the NYX in Natural and also the Maybelline in Purely Nude. So I took my hair down and then I applied the number 7 in Honey Bloom. It's one of my favorite nudes. It's very moisturizing on the lips, very creamy, very beautiful. I lined my lips with both of these lip liners, but Natural is like by NYX is a perfect match for this lipstick. So for the reception, I would go with a bold red because I just love that kind of look, old Hollywood kind of a look. So I have a few options here for you. First is the e.l.f. moisturizing lipstick in the shade Red Carpet. And then I also love the e.l.f. matte lip color in Rowdy Rouge, which is a more like orangey, brighter red. And then I love the NYX soft matte lip cream in the shade Amsterdam. It's one of my favorite shades ever. When your makeup is done, it's also very important to set your makeup using a setting spray. Setting sprays are very, very important. It helps with the longevity of your makeup, the wear time of your makeup, and it also helps getting rid of that powdery looking, the products that you put on your skin, the powders and whatnot. It helps them kind of melt onto your skin. So I picked up the L'Oreal Infallible setting spray, and it's a very standard, nice setting spray, not overly matte, not overly dewy, good for everybody. Alright guys, so that's it for this all drugstore bridal makeup look. I hope that you guys enjoyed this. I hope it was helpful. I hope it gave you some ideas and insights for your big day. If you are getting married, please don't forget to have fun. It's your party, it's your dream, it's your wedding. Make sure that you're having fun. I know it can be very stressful planning a wedding and whatnot, but please surround yourself with your family, your loved ones, and just enjoy it. Try to live in the moment and enjoy it. And don't let yourself stress out about everything, every little detail. Everything will be okay. And as long as you have fun and you are with the love of your life, everything will be okay. I also want to dedicate this video to my husband, Jimmy. I love you very, very much. And also to my mom. And also to my mom, who I love and miss every single day, Every time I celebrate my anniversary, I think of you and I celebrate the life that you lived and the person that you were, and you were very, very, very missed, and I know you were there with us that day. So if you are getting married, let me know down below if this was helpful, and if you are already married, let me know what you wore on your wedding day, because I want to know. As always, if you like this video, if you found it helpful, and if you learned something new, please give me a thumbs up and share with your friends and subscribe. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.